I'm going to share my screen. We don't want this situation taking place. I was unaware that it had happened, and then I researched everything that I could about it, and we just have to be very careful. We've got to be careful and cognizant of what's going on. Hey, Mr. Sergio, welcome, sir.
Hello.
Hello.
How you
doing? Good, thank you.
Excellent. Glad to have you, man.
Thank you.
So what actually took place is it was a harmful situation, but it's not something that I recommend taking place pretty much ever. But here's the situation. You could get a call when you're doing a presentation. You may get a call from anybody. I don't know what the rules and regulations are with the headquarters, but I would just assume that the standard would be the way that I've always conducted my business, was that you have to give the homeowner enough time to be able to make a decision on whether or not they would want to have other people on the call with them. And so this was a situation. This graphic right here, image, is what this young lady right here in the center was the young lady that was getting the solar presentation done for her. This is Christina, and she is a recruit of Pamela's, and I work really closely with her. And Pamela turned in or Christina turned in her electric bill, gave it to Pamela, and then I have been working very closely with with Christina and Pamela. And I asked Christina if it was all right if I attended the presentation, if I could be in on it, just to listen in, because Jabari is the gentleman that that does the presentation. And I, at this particular point, we're trying to put together some of our own teammates to be able to do the presentation. But at this particular point in time, he is our upline. He is direct to, Hans is direct to him. And apparently Hans had made a call or sent an email about a minute or so before the presentation happened, and asked if Christina minded if somebody on Hans's team could listen in on the presentation. And if that had happened to me, I would have said no immediately. Okay, I would have just said no immediately for a number of reasons. Number one is I didn't know who the individual was, so they don't really know anything about my style or what my approval would be or anything like that. But that's not what happened. It went to Christina. It went 1 minute before the presentation. And in my opinion, it put her on the spot, and she said yes to it. Okay. And so I was not on the call. I wasn't on the recording at that time when it was all taking place. Okay. So I would recommend that if somebody was to be on the call, that you wanted somebody on a call with you that was either a prospect that you were doing, or if it was your own or anything like that, that what you would do is reach out way, way in advance, like hours or days in advance, of asking somebody if somebody else could be on the presentation. It was not fair to Christina to be put on the spot like that and have somebody else on the presentation. Now, when I arrived on the presentation, about 5 minutes, 6 minutes into the presentation, I was wondering who the guy was. I was absolutely flabbergasted that there was somebody else there. And I don't speak on the presentation in any way, shape, or form when it's being done by a mentor or one of our salespeople. And neither should you if you're just the person, if you are the person that is bringing in the, if you're the person bringing in the recruit or the person to do the, that is doing the presentation that you're doing the presentation for, okay? But the one thing that we want to make sure that takes place is that everybody is in a super professional setting, at least, not laying down in a bed hearing the presentation. That was just, I lost it. I was like livid about it. And I contacted everybody and said, don't let this happen again, my upline. And they were like to me, look you got to be a team player. And I'm going to be right up front with you guys. I'm very much a team player, but I lost it and said, no, there's no way I want this taking place without us knowing who the people are. Now, you run your own businesses, each and every one of you. It's your own choice whether you want somebody on. It's my recommendation. It is totally my recommendation that you know what's going on the entire time that a presentation like this is happening. And so I'm not going to tell you that not to do it. I'm not making any kind of demand or like anything like that, but use common sense. And if you're going to let somebody be on, make sure that you, in my opinion, I think you should make sure you know who the person is, that you're comfortable with that person being on the call and so forth, because there is a point in the presentation, where they will say something where they go to do the close and they'll say, let's go ahead and get you pre-approved. And at that point, when the pre-approval part takes place, there's personal questions that are not, I guess there's not questions that are being asked, really, are there, Pamela? I mean, it wasn't really questions.
Not really questions.
As much as it was exposure of your identification, and then all of a sudden exposure of your credit score and things of that nature. And I just didn't think that piece, that's appropriate, and I don't feel that it's something that anybody on our team should be subject to at this point in our career with the company. There's nothing wrong with saying no to your upline. Believe me, you can say no to me anytime. It's not going to hurt my feelings in any way, shape, or form. Okay. If I get mad, if I get upset that you say no to me, I mean, we'll have a conversation about it, and I'll walk away and throw cold water on my face or something. But seriously, I just think that I need this part to be a little bit more professional and a little bit better done. I know
the question that I have, though, is what would you have said if you would have been on the call from the very beginning? Because he did ask that. And, when you're put on the spot, you don't exactly know what to say. I couldn't help but to continue to look at him lay in bed, because I was just, it wasn't so much about him being on the call, but he thought it was kind of like going to the movies. And if this was anybody else, it probably would have made them feel very awkward, like they're not going to buy because of, this. It was really awkward. So what would you have done with him being on the call and like all of us there?
At the same time, it is okay. To be perfectly honest with you, my mouth stayed shut. I mean, I could have unmuted. My mouth stayed shut through the entire presentation, out of respect for the person in charge of the presentation. That's Jabari. Okay. Mm-hmm. Immediately when the presentation was over, I contacted Jabari. But to be honest with you, I found out after the presentation was over through Christina that it was Hans that asked if that person could be on the call. But Hans told me in messaging going back and forth while the presentation was going on that he had called Christina and asked if she could be on the phone on the call, and she said yes. And I have all of it in writing. And I asked Christina point blank, did you get a phone call? There was no phone call made. There was an email sent 1 minute before the presentation started. So my argument was with my upline saying, don't let that happen again. End of story. Don't want to hear about it. Don't care what you're going to say. You're not going to do it in my organization, especially in a direct line. And when I'm coaching and teaching everybody how to do this correctly, right? I mean, we're working at how to do it correctly for the headquarters. So to answer your question, when the person that is responsible for doing the presentation is on the call, my mouth is shut, because that at that particular point in time is the responsibility of that mentor at that particular time. And that person is the one that is supposed to be in complete control. Just like if you were flying an airplane, right? Or on a ship, the captain is responsible. You don't answer him back. You do what's said. Keep your mouth shut. The pilot's flying the plane. You keep your mouth shut. I respect that. Okay. So it took place after the fact. Okay. And that's
Did he seem to have a problem with the guy laying in bed?
Who?
Jabari.
They didn't really address it. Their mindset was at the time being, helping everybody to grow in the company. So I, at that particular point in time, took issue with that as well. For this reason, I pay damn good close attention to everything that's going on in the organization. And I've been told that we have to have 3 deals that we have to attend, get 3 sales in order to get in order to be somebody that can sell solar. I have specifically went to Jabari and asked him, can you do any personalized training with us prior to getting the 3 sales? And that was 3 weeks ago. And I got told, no, I only have you on the call a few minutes before the call takes place. And that's it. That's your training. That is how it goes. And I said, really? And he said, yes. And I said, okay. So my bitch about it yesterday was, it wasn't Jabari's fault. I mean, and I blame him for not being in control of the meeting in my mind, but it was Hans who made the request. And because Hans is direct to Jabari, maybe their relationship is different. But I felt that why couldn't I send my entire team to there to listen to the training from Jabari? But in reality, that would be a horrible thing to do. We wouldn't want everybody on the team hearing a presentation to one of our teammates. I mean, that just doesn't make any sense. So that's my take on it. If it was me direct and I was on the call, I'm direct enough and I don't have the fear. I would have just said to the guy, dude, get off the call. We don't need you on the call at this particular point in time.
Well,
this is not a training call for you. Trey,
I would have just said, excuse me for a second. This is a private presentation with somebody I brought on. I wasn't aware you were going to be on the call, and we didn't prepare for that. So if you don't mind, I'd ask you to step away and maybe do this on another one.
See, yeah. Trey and I've been together for quite some time, and he knows my personality, and if I had lost it on the line, he would have shut me down in a New York minute and done it correctly, just exactly the way he said it. He is the type of guy that knows how to say things correctly to people, where I'm the kind of guy that writes it all out just the way it comes out of my mouth, and I have to run it through Chat GPT in order to make it be kind, courteous, and polite. Okay. I didn't have time yesterday at all to even do anything. So that's just a heads up. So we're kind of this is kind of our group here today. So this is really pretty cool. Why don't we field some questions, and then if there's not a lot of questions that need to be answered, then what I'd like to do is I'd like to go over the back office. I'd like to share my screen and kind of talk about the different places inside the back office, ask what we're learning about, what's intriguing to people, what our thoughts are, and so forth. Agreed?
Mhm.
I'll take questions right now if there's any. Don't feel shy. Otherwise, I'll take over.
Yeah, Dawn,
Officially-
what did you learn today for she said she had watched a bunch of them. What was your favorite one that you watched? Any recommendations?
Oh, there she. I don't see her on. I'm going to look for her right now.
I think you're on mute. You just have to do the microphone.
Dawn, are you there?
She's trying to figure out the microphone. Right at the
Here
very,
comes the tech support.
yeah, right at the very bottom. It says turn off microphone. If you hover it, it's a picture of a microphone. I'll send a picture of it.
It's the left icon. You just hit to click the microphone.
Yeah, it's a very, yeah, it's
You're
not
on a-
working. It may be a setting. We can work on it. It's okay.
Yeah, she doesn't have a microphone connected, it looks like.
Oh, okay. Okay. We'll work on it.
Or it's not reading it properly.
Um,
When the first time you log into the Google Meet, it will ask you if it can access the microphone. If you told that no, that setting is held in your cache. Okay.
Mm, got it.
So you'd have to
Okay.
clear cache in order to get it to work, but there is a chat down on the bottom right.
I didn't know it would hold that in your cache though.
It can. I don't know if they've fixed it. They've updated the
okay,
microphone
so
and the camera.
I see she's joined.
There, she's back.
Nope, same thing.
Deborah, how about you? Anything about the trainings that what have you been studying? That'd be a better question.
Just the basics, getting the bill, getting it analyzed, and then waiting to talk to Jabari.
Okay. So nobody really has any questions. What about the opportunity meeting? Do you guys know that? I don't know if everybody's aware of this, but is everybody aware of the fact that I built out the PowerPoint presentation and that I spent the time taking that presentation and I had it recorded, and then I downloaded everything and I transcribed it so that I built out the slides to actually have the verbiage that is being used on the opportunity meeting within the PowerPoint. And I have it for everybody. And here's what I decided to do. I was going to give it away. I was just going to say, hey, it's available to everybody. Take it and do whatever you want to do with it. I've changed my mind on that. Okay. And the reason I changed my mind is I am no longer going to give anything away unless I have a 20-minute meeting with the individual that wants it so that I can discuss and know where your head is at and what you're doing and so forth, because I don't want to just be doing things and giving it away, because then it's not really, I mean, I hate saying this, but people will tell me that they appreciate it, but unfortunately, I don't believe that it's appreciated if we're not moving forward on a daily basis. So it is available and I'd love to share it with anybody. So anybody that wants to get it, just 20 minutes with me, send me a message. I will set up a time when we can go over it and share it. Otherwise, I'll just be sharing it inside my own, inside my channel with you guys, because I have the full presentation. The other thing is that it's not the newest presentation like the one that you'll see in an hour. I have the original one, but I've got connections direct with the headquarters, and I am in line to get it from Juan when it's completed, for everybody. The two people that are doing it, I think, are JC and Kevin Marino are the ones that put it together. And I've even asked Kevin for it, and the last email he didn't respond to, the last message. Any questions on the back office? Any questions on getting into the back office section?
No, yeah, I have a question, David.
Fire away.
Sure.
Sergio.
So just trying to understand more about the solar. I spoke with an individual yesterday, yesterday, I think. And he told me that I remember he had solar panels in his house. And then we spoke about it. He said he got about 6 years ago. And on the electric bill, he pays zero now. Plus, he says he gets about $250 from the state of New Jersey. I thought, well, you get a check sent to you, you get it sent to you. It gets put in my account. And then he said, in the other times when I didn't use much of it, he said I got it like a $400 put into an account. Oh, you get $400 put? I said, right. So, well, he pays on his gas about $240, right? And then he said, well, he says looking about perhaps making other things in his place electrical. Yeah, but that was just, I mean, I heard about that. Could you explain something about what he meant about getting $250 from the state of New Jersey put into his bank account?
Yeah, I can address
monthly.
that.
Yeah.
I can address that. There are states that have dollar for dollar net metering. Okay, that the electric company will go dollar for dollar. California does not do that, but I think, don't hold me to this because you're not getting it. I am not a solar guy, and I don't want to be a solar guy. I listen to the meetings and I know where to go to get answers, but this question really needs to be asked during a training from the headquarters or with somebody that understands and knows solar inside and out, which would be somebody like Jabari or Hans. But here's my answer. I do know that there are states, and I know that right now the New England area states like New Jersey, Washington, D.C., Virginia, maybe North Carolina, Tennessee are all very, very good states to do business in, because the electric companies are doing dollar for dollar net metering, meaning that the electric company will pay you exactly what you pay the electric company when you're using when they're the provider into your home. As an example, if you're paying 39 cents a kilowatt, then they'll pay you 39 cents a kilowatt. In California, they only pay you a penny. In the state of Georgia, they only pay you 1 penny. Okay. Now, the other thing is that in some states, the state will also provide you with state. Trey, what do you have any idea what the word is that I'm looking for? The state will pay like rebates of some sort. I don't know if it's called a rebate, but the state will pay
subsidiary not subsidiary,
subsidize.
Subsidize it. Thank you.
They'll subsidize the payment in some states. It's all different regulations per state. And once you have your 3 sales and the portal opens for you in your back office, you'll have all of those regulations and everything inside the portal that you'll be able to read about. So it is it is something that does happen, but it does not happen in every state.
Oh.
Okay.
Excuse me, you just mentioned in the back office when you become a not affiliate, the other level that
A
they have.
consultant or a builder. And
You, what was it that you said that's in the back information about the states or what type of programs or rebates they have? It would have a list.
there'll be a port. It won't be a list. It'll actually
port.
it'll be the actual, there's a section inside your back office on the left-hand sidebar. You'll see in my screen right there. On the left-hand sidebar, as soon as I qualify to have the portal, the Freedom Forever portal open up in my account, there'll be another button here, or there'll be another menu bar on the left-hand sidebar that will be the Freedom Forever portal. And I'd be able to click in there, and I'm able to create the presentation for the client. And inside the portal are all the rules and regulations for every state. I mean, it's a full-blown absolute portal to build out the presentation.
Yeah. And you know, that's interesting because I remember 3 years ago, I was at a barbecue, 3.5 years ago, I think. There was a gentleman spoke to me and he just said, "Oh, I just came from the southern state to New Jersey." Right. And I didn't know much about solar in general. Right. He said, "No, they just let a new policy in New Jersey. This is the best place right now to sell solar with," and I think he's talking about the dollar for dollar rebate, but I wasn't paying attention as much. And so I guess, yeah, it's good, I guess, to go and see what states, because this like New Jersey sounds good. And I remember the guy say, "Hey, I just moved to New Jersey just to sell here because of this new regulate that they just allowed in the state." So yeah, okay, that's good to know. Then it's good that they have that in the portal too.
What you have to be understanding of is what they do with their net metering. That's the terminology. The net metering, if they allow it, will pay back an amount to you when you are feeding the grid with your overage of your solar power that you're generating. If you're not generating overage, then you're not generating any kind of net metering back to the grid. Now, the state's electrical provider, whether you have, like Texas has 3 electrical providers, then we're deregulated, which means we have hundreds of electrical companies. Each one of those electrical companies, Encore Electrical Delivery, which handles all of North Texas, allows for net metering. So their systems will take it. Now, when you get down to the electric company that's actually selling you the electricity, each one of those is different. One of them that I've already dealt with will only feed you back a credit. So you're gaining $30 or whatever it is that you earn. Let's say you're getting 10 cents back on every kilowatt hour. That 10 cents doesn't come to your bill as a check or go to your bank account. It sits in a credit account for you. And when your solar, let's say you have a power outage and your batteries drain, you start using electricity off the grid again, you get that free until that credit account is emptied. Now, then another company will pay it 12 cents per kilowatt hour if you're paying 18. Another one might pay 11 or 8. I have not come across one yet that pays you exactly what your rate is that you'd pay if your solar wasn't working. So it's all going to depend about the situation. That's why when you get that electric bill, one of the first things you do after you send it to somebody is you've got to do your due diligence. You've got to go online, look up the information for that company, and start looking for net metering until you find out whether that company does net metering or not, so it could be presented properly. And your mentor, whoever's doing the presentation, normally should already have done that and be prepared when they go into that meeting.
So you Trey, you were saying that depending, not if it's a state, but each power company in that state, they may have their own regulation, which you mentioned, net metering, what they may give back.
They
So
may have their own rule. The regulation is done by the state and the electrical delivery company, which is going to be who's behind the electric company.
Right.
So Texas has somebody that's called Encore, and they manage basically the entire grid. If the lines go down, Encore comes out and fixes it. No, TXU, CoServe, any of these other companies, they don't touch the lines. They're just the in-between that manages the payments, and Encore gets paid a delivery charge off the bill, which every bill will continue to have that delivery charge. It may be a smaller rate, but you're still going to have a delivery charge in the state of Texas.
Great question. Absolutely. Great question.
It's
And I will-
basically a charge to be connected. You're not paying for the electricity. So I pay somewhere around 70 or 80 bucks for delivery of my electric on a regular bill. When you go to solar, that'll be like $15. That's my connection fee because I'm connected to the grid to serve back electricity. And it is a federal law that you cannot be 100% disconnected from the grid if you have already been connected prior.
Ours is $26.
So
Hi, David.
there she
Hello.
is.
Hello,
Hi,
Don.
Trey.
Hello.
The connection fee that I saw yesterday on that presentation was only $6 and change. So it does fluctuate. And you see that when you have access to the back office. That is why it is so important that if you want to sell solar, if you actually want to be a person that's selling it, that you get your 3 deals under your belt right away, because I want to make sure that everybody understands this. In order to sell solar without the title mentor, okay, I don't want there to be any confusion. A mentor means that you have what you've done is you've had your 3 training sales, and now you can sell your solar. You can sell solar yourself. And so are you interrupt?
Yeah, I'm interrupting you.
Go ahead.
So to get to a mentor status, you have to you have to have your 3 sales, and then you have to close 5 more.
And you have to be approved and qualified.
Yeah, and approved and qualified. Correct.
However, you just need to know that in order to have the title mentor, the mentor only means that when if somebody wants to call on you to close a deal for them, you're inside the drop down box with all the mentors in the company. And right now there are less than 30 mentors throughout the whole company. There's only about 2,500 people right now nationwide in the whole build network. Okay. And out of the 2,500, there are less than 30 people that are qualified mentors in the deal. To become a qualified mentor, you have to go through your 3 training sales. You have to close 5 personally. And then you can go to the company and say, I'd like to be a mentor. There's a small test that you have to take. And once you pass that test, you're qualified to become a mentor. Your name goes into the drop-down box and you're a mentor. And mentor means that you're just able to get leads or opportunities to sell for everybody within the company. Okay. In order to sell in our organization, this is the way I've chosen to run my own organization. I live in the Philippines. I really enjoy the recruiting process of what I'm doing. I have more fun doing that than I would if I was sitting in front of a computer doing a presentation the way Jabari and we did it yesterday. That doesn't turn me on. The money is great. Don't misunderstand what I'm saying. The money is fabulous. Okay. As you've heard throughout the course of the several weeks. But my goal is to find people within my organization as I recruit. I'm looking for talented people that will go through the training process, that are committed to getting their 3 deals and doing, and once they've done their 3 deals, I don't care if they've never sold one themselves. If there's somebody that I'm close to and I've been working with and they have access to the portal because they've got the 3 sales, then I'm going to help them and provide leads to them as if they were a mentor on my own team. And I would get them to close the deals so that it's within our team. You don't have to be a mentor to generate leads from anywhere. You can be just a teammate and never apply for the mentorship and still get leads from your organization if that's the way you choose to go. Mentorship only means that you're in the drop down box and you're able to get leads from everybody. Okay. Does that make sense? Any questions about that? The people that I'm working with, as far as I've got people that are hitting me up, wanting me to speak to them, and 1 second. The very first person that I went to and asked if they would go through the process of getting their portal opened so that they could be a salesperson is Trey. Trey and I have worked together for quite some time. I know his skill level. I know that he's an incredibly detailed guy, and he'll learn it the way that he'll learn it so that the presentation is done professionally. And so I have asked Trey if he would participate in this, and that's what he's chosen to do. He would like to sell solar. Okay. I think Dawn has said that she's on with us right now. I talked to her a couple of days ago, and she wants to sell solar. She's a lady that has solar on her home already, and she's very interested in learning the sales process. And I said to her, look, I'm more than willing to coach you and teach you. All I ask you to do is go out and get your 3 training sales. Because think about it, as a leader in the company, if Dawn goes out and gets her 3 deals and her portal opens, I'm close enough in a relationship with Dawn where I can say to her, Dawn, will you do me a favor and share your screen and let me see your portal, and let's go through and let's teach each other. Let's walk through and teach each other the process of how to put a deal together. Because, ladies and gentlemen, selling solar is not hard. Trust me. What is more difficult than selling the sale, in my opinion, at this point, is training people not to be afraid to ask for the electric bill. And then once you do have the electric bill, the next most difficult place would be in putting the actual proposal together. That's going to take at least 6 or 8 hours worth of training to go through so that you can get it done in a 10 or 15 minute period of time. But it's all technical. It's not rocket science. It's relatively easy. You just have to go through it. I sold solar. I had a solar business 10 years ago. So I know what I'm talking about as far as that part goes. And I know what the portal looks like. I understand the process. But what I like to do is I do like to sell. And if Dawn wants to sell, I'm totally willing to be there to help her to close deals and to get things done. So you can run your business whatever way you want to run your business. That's what I want you to be totally aware of. Okay? Anything else? Next.
Excuse me. When you say run your business, right? I guess once you become, forget that level. After affiliate, what's that called again? Sponsor? Consultant, right? So I guess after that, then you have new information on your dashboard, but it'll still go under Encore Solar, correct? And you just everything's still under Encore Solar. You don't create your own business, white label it. Still, everything's
No, it
still
is
under.
white labeled. It is white labeled. Look right here. When you're in your system, there's your account right there, your account. And then you've got your website name.
Right.
There's your white label right there. Mine's just David James. You can name it anything you want.
Yeah, no, I meant to say, okay, yeah, so everything still stays under builds. Okay, that's fine. Everything still
Well,
stays under builds.
let's make sure that we all understand what Build is. Build is nothing more than a marketing company. It is the marketing arm of Encore Solar and Freedom Forever. That's all it is. It's nothing more than the marketing arm, the field force, the sales staff. That's all Build is, okay? Build is a company that's totally separate from Encore Solar. Encore Solar and Build have an agreement together that we are the marketing arm for them, one of the marketing arms for Encore Solar, and we sell for them. That's all that is. Now, I do want you to know this. You own your business. You own your own business, even if you're an affiliate. Don't think for 1 minute that you don't own this, okay? That's the funny thing about the business. Even if you're an affiliate, you still own your own solar business. If you've chosen to be an affiliate, you've chosen to do a specific task. And that task is that you are saying that you're going to refer business to your upline. You're going to refer business to a consultant or to a builder inside your network. So as a affiliate, build your business as if you were an affiliate. I mean, there's thousands of different ways you can do that. And you learned about that on Tuesday. As the example with Nathan at the campus at Youngstown. He's a student and he's building his own solar affiliate program by going out and communicating and putting a strategy together to work with the students at the campus. If I was in the United States, if I lived in the United States, I want to tell you, you need to believe this about me. I mean, you need to believe this about me. I'm 70 years old. And if I lived in the United States right now, if I lived in the United States, any city in the United States, I don't give a rat's patootie where it would be. I would be out in the field knocking on doors every single day of the week. That's what I would be doing. I'm a 90-day madman and I am sold out to this because my business, if I was just an affiliate out there, my business is only one thing. It is the collection of electric bills. That's what an affiliate is, a referral partner. Now let's take the next step and go to consultant. A consultant is a person that has the desire to sell solar. You own your business as an independent sales rep inside the Encore system. Does that make sense so far?
Yeah.
Okay, so now what happens is, let's say that you're a consultant and you've got 5 people on your team that are affiliates and you're the only consultant. Nobody else on your team yet that you've recruited has decided that they want to sell solar. You only have referral partners, and those referral partners are turning the electric bill into you. You're the consultant. You're turning it into the next person that's going to either a mentor that's going to close the sale, or maybe you'll turn it over to me, or you'll turn it over to Craig, and maybe we're qualified to sell it and we sell it. You earn the consultant amount. So you would get half of the sale, and your downline, your affiliate, is going to get between $500, $750, and $1,000. One of those 3 numbers right there. If you're a builder in the deal, then you're also, all it means is now you're able to receive commissions 7 different ways within the company, and you're in charge. Theoretically, you're in charge of everything about your business, every aspect about it, putting strategies together for the affiliates, putting strategies together for the consultants, helping the consultant become a mentor if they choose to, helping a consultant become a builder if they choose to. Your responsibility level just changes a little bit depending on where you are in the system. Does that all make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else?
Oh, the question regarding the last meeting, they had about the right and left leg, right? So if
That-
you sign someone in during one of the legs, but then in order to get payments, you have to have some type of ratio between the right and left leg. And someone mentioned that to make it work, said maybe have, I didn't quite understand, but have family, meaning that maybe, let's say, to get that other leg with more individuals, more people. What did it mean? Like sign up your brother, your mother, your
No,
No.
I can
or
speak on
someone also who may not sell, someone who's not going to really sell. You say, okay, I got to fill this leg in.
so
Pamela,
I can try to speak on that. So the question that I have, because I did sign up my sister and I signed up my nephew. My nephew, I told he's in school for marketing, so I signed him up, and I do believe that I eventually can kind of steer him in the right direction to kind of do this. And I'm starting him out as an affiliate. However, as an affiliate, he's locked in as a position. So have you ever done network marketing before?
I dabbled it, but a little. I did not really too
the
high
screen is
level.
up on the board. The screen is up. Pay
Okay,
attention to the screen while
so
she's talking.
so it's basically somebody that say I do something with Juice Plus, and Juice Plus I am up here, and there are somebody 30 years above, they're way up here. So what he's saying is that you have, now I don't understand the power leg versus the play leg or something that he said, but he said that even though we're in the position, he said, if you wanted to and you wanted to put a family member, and that's exactly what I wanted to do. I wanted to put a family member to make sure that your family is taken care of, because we are very new into this business. So we are up at the top. We are 6 down from the bottom of the top of the company. If you wanted to put somebody in there, if you wanted a family member in there, you could, but it would be off. You have to, like, to be able to get a $500 residual, you have to have 10 on the right and 10 on the left. And what I understood him saying is it's not always going to be so easy, because it's only going to be some inside or outside leg. It's not going to be where you get to choose necessarily. I don't know. Jim's definitely the one to talk to more about this, but it's something that it's not going to be as easy for team to help you generate the legs to equal out, because it's always going to
Let me
go.
just, I wanted
Yeah,
to say
let's
one thing.
clarify that. Let's get clean
The
it up.
the thing that he was saying about putting in a family member is more of a thing to say, hey, it's new in the game. There's one leg you're going to see if we're in the power leg, it's people are going to be getting added that you didn't add. So if you throw a family member into that power leg, one side of their team is going to get built for them automatically. And then all you would need to do or have them do is build one leg of their team to get paid.
For them to get paid.
For them to get paid, because
to
they're
get
not going to
paid,
automatically have it
or
happen.
for you to get paid on multiple teams. That's like
Once
the
you
double,
qualify.
right?
How did you put between the power leg and the other leg? What, there's
Take a
an
look at my
option?
screen. Let's listen
Okay.
to me for a minute. Look at my screen. It says right there at the top of everybody, when you go in and you click on dual team placement, you're going to see your name. If you're at the top, right at that, when you click in, it's going to be you at the top. And you're going to see that in my legs right now, I have, it says total members left, 66. Total members right, 455. This is my right on this side. This is my left, okay? This right side is my power leg, okay? That's my power leg. I don't really have to do anything in my power leg. All I do is pay attention to it. Okay. Now, everybody, I don't think anybody addressed what Sergio said. He said that there's a ratio that you have to keep. I think that's what you said, correct?
Mentioned something about a ratio. Yeah.
That's right.
That
Now,
too.
we don't want to mess that up for people, because the ratio is not about money. It's about installs in order to get paid. Okay. It's the ratio of installs, not the ratio of people. It has to be a 70-30 ratio of installs. Now, listen to this. This is important. On a rolling 60 days, okay? A rolling 60 days are what all the qualifications are when it talks about ratios of the teams. A 70-30 ratio between the two teams based on installs, not on money or number of people. Like, the number of people doesn't have to be a 70-30 split. It is a ratio of installs. You could have one guy on the left-hand side. Go ahead, Trey.
You're at 6 minutes to the meeting start. You may want to share the link so everybody can.
Okay, let's do
Because
that.
they'll cover this piece in it.
Yeah. Does everybody already have the link? I'll put it in the chat, I think, here, to the build account. Guys, I really appreciate this. Sergio, if you want, you can get back to me. You and me and Craig can get on a call and let's go through this, because that is an important piece, because I don't want you to be confused about it. You don't have to worry about it or think about it, because I'm building like a mother, okay? I'm building your team. You don't have to worry about a damn thing. You got to just help me get elected. I'm building like crazy, okay? And I think that we're putting people, Craig and I were on already today. Shut up, David, and get the link. Shut up, you idiot. Get the link. I can't get the link. Somebody find it and put it in the chat, please.
They explained it on some videos I was watching, the 730 right in order regarding installs. And I'll look for it, but I forgot exactly which of the videos. But I guess I'll have to search.
Lulu raised her hand in the queue. Oh, Lulu, we've got to jump and go to the other call. Let's you and I get together. I think I'm going to start doing these on Zoom because I can't see anybody on here. Did somebody put the link in the chat?
No, not yet.
Oh God.
David, go down to events.
Yep.
I can just go right here.
You're putting in the what's up chat?
No, it's all over the place. I have it in the website.
Let'sbuild.com.
Yeah, I'm going to get it right now.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am. I'm getting
There,
it right
it's
now.
in there.
Thank you, Trey. No, that's not it. That is not it. That is not the link.
Oh, hold on. There it goes. I got it. I had to click it. For some reason, it grabbed the window. It's the second one.
That's
the
not the
second
link.
one is the second one's directly out of the event calendar. It's opening now for me right now because I clicked it to open it.
All right, very good.
I'm in.
Thank you, guys. Lulu, I'll get in touch with you. Sergio, I'd love to get with you. Thank you, man.
Sounds good.
Bye-bye, guys.
Okay, bye.